everyone. I'm really excited that we have Dr. Gwendolyn McClure with us today. Gwendolyn is a practicing vocal sound healer for over 3 decades. She wrote the only doctoral dissertation in the world on the topic of vocal sound healing and teaches online classes and retreats on the use of the human voice for transformation of consciousness. Hi, Gwendolyn.
Hi.
Well, now you chose the title Exploring the Phenomenal Healing Tool of the Human Voice. Can you tell us about how you were introduced to working with the voice as a healing tool and what started you on the path of discovery?
Sure. In my master's in counseling psychology program, the students were introduced to dance movement therapy and art therapy and sand play therapy. After I graduated, I had a vision. It was an auditory vision, and it was, quote, what about using the human voice as a modality for healing? And so 6 weeks later, in August of 1990, I gave my first workshop because I took to it like a duck to water. I thought it was a fantastic idea. And
Beautiful.
my, just so everyone knows, I was trained as a singer in New York by a Juilliard graduate. I grew up with a family of singers. I have never studied what I do with someone else. It has originated, I feel, as from a vision from spirit to blend many things together.
Well, I sense that each of your sessions is a very unique and organic experience, really like a journey from beginning to end. Can you explain how you are guided throughout your sessions? In essence, what are you tapping into and what
Mm,
is reflected back to you from those whom you work with as you progress through a session?
right. That's an excellent question. The first the first answer would be the capacity to authentically respond in a healing way to an individual or a group is built upon the development of confidence of one's intuitive capacities. So I was a massage therapist since 1987, and that's probably where I very first started developing how to trust the impulses or messages that I would receive and what to do. And then that trust carried over, that intuitive capacity grew and carried over to my work with vocal sound healing. At this stage of, what I'm doing, I trust myself completely. And what happens when I'm working with someone or a group is I'll perhaps even get visions or in my meditations of what songs I'll be singing during a class, during a session, or I'll tune into what the person's saying. If it's a prayer, I'll be listening, but I'm listening at the depths of my being. And then I actually feel that I work in co-creation with the divine, with higher power, whatever you want to call, great spirit, grounded on Mother Earth. And that honestly, I don't even know all the levels at which I'm getting information. And I don't feel I have to know that. What has to happen is that I'm accurate in the depth to which I'm hearing whatever the need is of the person's soul for what they're ready for, their next evolutionary step, and how I can serve, whether it's talking, singing, sounding, engaging a person or a group themselves with sounding, singing.
You spoke a little bit about the interplay between the freedom one has in their voice and what is happening within their body, especially I know like the emotions. Can you tell us a little bit about that connection that you're seeing within your workshop participants and yourself?
Right, thank you. Within myself, because I I have a strong commitment to my own healing, such that when I'm working with people, I'm operating out of congruency and integrity. What I have found is that the degree to which a person can be free with their voice relates to the experiences that an individual has had on their journey, those experiences perhaps that ended up stultifying the voice, blocking the voice. When we go through powerful experiences, traumas, and we don't have the capacity or the support around us to release the tension, the trauma, um, of the emotional responses to that experience, those emotions get buried. And so in my work, I've just developed a very specialized like knack for helping someone unlock all the buried places that a person is ready to experience and express. And the voice is a great pathway for that to begin emerging, because the voice is what will clench down. You or the listeners may have an embodied understanding of this. Sometimes when we're going through something that we feel very intense about, we want to express, we want to share, but our voice clenches. And so this is a pattern to keep ourselves safe. So I'm kind of the midwife for that voice being born in a container of unconditional love. And I guide people to become their own unconditionally loving, accepting witness for whatever sounds may emerge that correspond to those emotions. Now, as you know, emotions have their own life. They bypass the rational mind. So we don't know, in my work, we don't always know what the sounds are that may come out. So this brings people into a region that's unknown, and it's sometimes scary. So I'm helping people develop trust and ground, and sometimes even calling upon the divine in whatever capacity that may show up as, to feel supported. To I believe what the divine means is unconditional loving acceptance. So when we can align with that field, with that adult self, align with that, then you're growing in the capacity, just in a sense, stand in that fire of allowing whatever needs to be released so that we can be free and clear, because many of us are burdened by these unresolved themes on our journey, and we need to develop deep compassion and tools for releasing that and living in the present, because a lot of times people that you think you're living in the present, you're actually being informed by unresolved past.
I like the term midwife in this context because it's almost like you're birthing a space of allowance and acceptance
Yeah.
for each of the people that you work with.
Yeah.
Within your work, what do you feel the interplay is between listening and questioning, posing questions to the body to receive or interpret the answer through the use of the voice?
Well, the first stage is to, sometimes a person will actually have, a bodily symptom, but or some kind of um, pain, right? So the body does speak, and then it's our task to interpret and to journey from that bodily pain or symptom into the root, because a lot of times, if not all the time, right, that might be too bold a statement, what the body is experiencing has a root in the depths of the psyche, which is Greek for soul. Those are the depths of your soul. And so we're listening together. And what I do is a technique uh, that was developed by the Swiss psychiatrist Dr. Carl Jung. It's called active imagination, and where it's when you begin to dialogue at the conscious level with, if there's a body pain or body part, um, a space gets created where I guide the person to communicate with that body part, with that pain, with that issue. And we just, as though we're having a conversation with a being, with a pain, and then we keep following it, very delicate, till we discover, well, what is the root? And then begin to determine what is needed for healing.
In your sessions, is it just the voice or is there movement involved? What is the anatomy of a session?
I love that. Brilliant question. What is the anatomy of a session? Sometimes there's movement. I often will ask people to focus on the whole body, because in my personal experience, in my knowing, the human voice is the entire body. So yes, I will ask you, oh, please open up the shoulder joints, the jaw joint, the neck, the hips. And so yes, I'll have movements and stretching, in a sense, to awaken the, what I call the undulatory movement of your own spirit throughout your body, clearing up the tense places, the constricted places, the stuck places, so that you can call in breath. As you know, the voice is dependent upon breath. So the act itself of breathing in to the body that is moving, that is stretching, that is flowing, is the foundation for then the voice coming out. And whether so vocals in my work, what I've discovered is that vocal sound healing is both the passive and active use of the human voice for transformation of consciousness and healing. So what that means is that sometimes I'm in a position where someone is ready to begin birthing their voice, and then I facilitate that, I guide that. And that is something, kind of harking back to your earlier question, I follow my intuition to determine when a person is ready to allow that voice to come through. The birthing of the voice, the allowing of the client student's voice to come through, is an extremely powerful act. And just my perception of it, it requires a certain level of peace, confidence, and healing, because in and of itself, sometimes it can be very intense for someone, very powerful, to face what it means to allow the voice out of the prison, because the voice represents the authentic self and what we have buried. So to let that out of the prison that we have generated in order to be safe in our lives is an extremely powerful act, and it needs to be created with enormous love and tenderness and guidance, so that people can surrender to trust that whatever emerges in the sounding, that they are safe. And because one of the themes that comes up is, hey, in groups and individually, is, hey, if I let my voice go, I might go crazy. So I don't want to go crazy. And the truth is, you know, that Seal song, oh, you're never gonna survive unless you go a little crazy. That is more the truth. We need to have these release valves for these tensions, these emotional tensions. mental tensions. We need to release regularly these stuck places, these energies to be healthy. And so I help guide people to become that safety, that safe zone, so that they realize no matter what sound I make, I'm going to be okay. And it's actually going to assist me to come more into present time and feel lighter, uplifted, and free to live my life in the present.
Well, it sounds like a very beautiful and powerful process of inquiry. And I'm curious if you could share some of the benefits or transformations your clients and students have experienced through your work.
Sure, yeah. One of the students was kind of sputtering and choking and sobbing and coughing repeatedly. You know, that part, once people are really in it, maybe lasts 20 to 30 minutes. And then we close, and then I guide people to uh, learn and sing a couple of one or two healing songs, calming songs. And then I invite anyone to share. It's right, because sharing itself is vocal sound healing. I never push, demand. It's just, are you ready? Ask your soul, are you ready to share? And this woman raised her hand and said, I'd like to share. And it turned out she had an entire memory recall of having a drowning experience at 5 years old, and saw herself. Now, her parents had told her she had drowned, but she never remembered. She never remembered till that moment. This is a 62-year-old woman at the time. She had the entire experience, remembering lying on her back at a pool, at the bottom of a pool. And she was, young, and she couldn't swim and was stuck down there. And there was a lifeguard shift. They were changing the the lifeguard. So she was sort of missed, but then she saw the lifeguard come down and get her. That whole experience got remembered during that moment of the vocal sound healing. And she said that she had had asthma her whole life, and after that she worked with me for several more years after that. She said that it completely transformed, her experience of breathing. Her asthma went away. Another person who had a similar experience would never go in the water. They had had a near drowning. And after that, they completely now are swimmers. And I have many experiences to share, so I can share more if you'd like, or we can go on.
It's so wonderful to kind of hear of these experiences because I know that there's similarities for everyone in having had some form of traumatic experience in their past. And it just really powerfully states how the power of one's own self-expression is really important. Since everything is energy, many times people just forget the voice, right? They forget to speak up or they forget to speak out. And when you're sharing these testimonials, I think that it's really helping people to understand the importance that that's part of you, to be able to speak out and speak your truth and all of that. And just to express yourself when things have happened to you, to be able to say that out loud.
Hmm.
Many people now are acknowledging the importance of reclaiming indigenous practices, finding strength and renewal within this connection. And I know even for myself, it's kind of going back to my roots.
Hmm.
Like, where did my ancestors come from? In what ways has making this connection transformed your own life and practice? And then can you explain how deepening this connection strengthens our own voice and why?
In the indigenous paradigm, you know, you are not separate from the earth, from the birds, from the wind, from the rivers, from the coyote, from spirit, from the sun, from the moon. You're not separate. It's all one. There is a wholeness. and one's life in terms of healing and even daily or regular practices are about reconnecting to that wholeness, because it is within the conscious awareness of the interconnectedness of your own precious light to all that is, that healing occurs. In my own journey, I've cultivated that capacity to ground, to experience my own energetic roots as though I'm a tree connecting down to the core of the earth and experiencing, my branches up to the light, the great light, and the energy field around me, and having a very profound and intimate relationship with the earth, with, the birds. Just, it's very deep for me and very special. And so then I'm guiding people to experience themselves as connected and experience themselves as a profound and special being. Because I think what happens is we get lost along the way and we have wounding. And it's extremely important to integrate the awareness of the beauty that you are. And to claim that, not in some, egotistical way, but to claim that, to embody, I am a spark of the wind, of the coyote, of Mother Bear, of the great light, great spirit of Creator. And in a sense, to heal and to claim my light and in my voice, and to tell my truth and to be in integrity and to walk with grace is a gift I give back to this beauty, this interconnected whole system that is.
I can feel the energy of that kind of in my heart. And really how deep that goes, that level of interconnection, because a lot of people don't consider that within their lives, that everything is interconnected. And as you were stating that, I was having a vision of kind of walking through the forest and speaking and toning to the trees and just really making my presence known. And I think that it's just really important that people need to begin to make their presence known, both in community and in communion with everything around them. So, taking that even more deeply, how does the human voice serve as a mirror or a reflection of one's life experience?
How the voice is a mirror is that, and I addressed this a bit earlier. The voice is a portal through which we can reach down in and pull out. And so that can be through tears, that can be through making sounds, it can be through images that rise up that are connected to truths that need to be released, seen in the light of day. It's my job to support someone who is willing to birth that voice and be present to those shadow elements that then come to the light, and to strengthen the conscious self and the commitment to stand in the fire of unconditional loving acceptance, to stand in the fire of choosing growth, choosing transformation, choosing accountability. See, what happens, what most people get stuck is they have emotional charged responses to something or someone or someone's in their life. And they want to continue to make their emotional response about the situation, the person. The most the most profound healing experience we can have is when we are willing, and sometimes we need outside help for this, to pull back all the energy from the situation, the person, and to say, the buck stops here. I'm fully accountable. This is, in a sense, although sometimes people get agitated when I say this, an experience I have created for my own soul's growth. And so I'm going to stop here and I'm going to transform this energy and discover what needs to be learned from my emotional response to these experiences.
I was thinking about the beautiful statement you made about, and I know this, and it's like that the voice is a portal. And so I'm thinking of it from the context the voice is a portal for healing. And because you were also talking about, someone not having the space to clear and release, right?
Yes,
So they're using this voice as a portal. They're using this voice to be able to create this opening so that they can let this go.
right.
And also in the context then of, everything is energy and everything is interconnected.
Yes,
It's the understanding and acknowledgement that we are letting go of these things not just for ourselves.
right,
Right? So I think that this would be a wonderful time for you to share the experience that you have planned for us today. And yeah, tell us what it is that you're going to do and if there's anything that we would need to do to prepare.
right. Well, what I recommend to prepare is maybe go use the bathroom or drink some water, have some water by you, get into a comfortable position. And, at a rational level, how to prepare is to recognize I'm going to be offering an experiential component to this presentation to allow you to enter into an intimate relationship with your body, with your own voice being released, and to recognize that it's important to, in a sense, reassure the rational mind that we're entering into a realm that goes beyond perhaps what it can track or follow. And so you want to ask the rational mind to simply support this process by assisting you to let go. Because in my experience, healing goes way beyond what our rational mind can conceive of. And in a sense, when I'm working with people and they start trying to comment on what's going on, it actually gets in the way. And I know whenever that occurs, it's just that the person is having a little bit of trouble to kind of releasing and dropping down to that next level of surrender into the unknown, into the mystery. So again, this is where we put our roots down into the ground. We call upon spirit in whatever way that is, what that means to us. Perhaps divine guides or ancestors, what angels, everyone is different. So I like to be very broad when I speak about spirit, to not exclude, anyone's, in a sense, framework of understanding what that even is. My point is, you know, there is, in my opinion, there is a higher power, there is energy beyond our individual self that that we can access, that unconditional love, light, force, acceptance. We can access that, and we can ask for that to come and support us, to heal us, to surrender us, to let go. So get comfortable, support your body. You can sit, stand, lie down, do yoga, whatever's correct for you. I'm going to lead you on an experience of vocal sound healing. I am hearing a song to sing. By the way, the Spirit of the Plant song was written by Lisa Thiel. The song that I'm hearing right now for everyone is called Sister, and it's written by Chris Williamson. I'm going to sing that, then I'll guide you into your own birth of some sounds for your healing. Born of the earth, and breathe deeply in and out as I'm singing. Begin that process of pulling in that light, grounding yourself, pulling that light into your own aura, your cells of your body, relaxing the throat, heart, belly, pelvic floor, and opening up those abdominal muscles. Rhythmic breathing like the ocean coming to the shore, going back out to sea. Long, slow, rhythmic breaths. Born of the earth, child of God, just one among the family, and you can count on me to share the load, and I will always help you hold your burden, and I will be the one to help you ease your pain. Lean on me, I am your sister. Believe on me, I am your friend. Lean on me, I am your sister. Breathe with me, I am your friend. I will fold you in my arms like a white-winged dove. Shine on your soul, your spirit is crying, spirit is crying. Born of the earth, child of God, just one among the family, and you can count on me to share the load, and I will always help you hold your burdens, and I will be the one to help you ease your pain. Now begin that process of deeply breathing in, opening up your body, opening your heart, opening your voice, opening your abdomen, opening your pelvic sphincter muscles, releasing and relaxing. Full rhythmic deep breaths in, breathing in and breathing out, remembering that your voice is the exhale. In order to support your voice, you inhale. So inhaling is receiving. So as you're inhaling, imagine you're receiving the stars, you're receiving the wind, you're receiving divine light, you're receiving your higher self, receiving your spirit, receiving life force energy, opening, filling your lungs, opening your heart, your belly, your pelvic floor, releasing and relaxing, breathing in, inhaling into every cell of your body, to your auric field, your body in auric field grounded into the earth, calling on the light. Inhaling is a hugely powerful act where you're claiming the light, claiming your true authentic life force. So at the peak of one of these inhales, just give yourself permission to make an audible sigh. That's the beginning of the process. Ah. every breath in, at the peak of the breath, before you let the air out, you birth the voice. Make a sigh. A sigh can be a descending tone, like a sigh can be like this. Ah, right? It's a higher note going to a lower note. Ah, and you're just clearing out your week, your day, your life, your year, clearing out, energies, emotions. Ah. It can also be a sustained sound. So we do the audible sighs at the beginning because I think everyone's used to audibly sighing, right? And then we slowly move into sustaining the tone. I like the ah sound because it really opens the mouth. Oh, by the way, this is very important. You want to unlock the jaw. Let's take a moment and move the jaw left to right. Recognizing this temporomandibular joint that connects the jaw to the skull is exceptionally important for loosening the voice. Many of us carry tension into the when we get into using sounds to heal, we get into this nonverbal, so allow that, right? Because we're loosening, we're opening the voice. Sometimes it's important to hold the throat, hold the heart. From the heart, sending a message up. We're using our hands as self-healing tools. Our hands are holding the frequency of self-love. So you're breathing in and out from the heart. The heart's potential is to embody unconditional loving acceptance. So you're sending that energy, holding the heart, saying, I'm with you, heart. We can do this. We can love ourselves. We can love whatever sounds are going to birth, right? And then you're gently holding the throat. And to do that is extremely powerful, saying, I love you, throat. I'm sorry for any times I have held you back because I didn't feel safe. And now I stand in the fire of claiming our safety. Yes, and I use my discernment to determine the environment that I am in, the environment, my own home or wherever I'm at. Is this a profoundly safe environment inside of which I can claim that I am, that I generate so much love and safety that my voice. So it is important that we track our environment and protect ourselves, right? And that's why it's important around the auric field to have a very good boundary and determine that we're safe where we are. And then from that place, we're opening up, right? We're breathing in. And yes, we're saying to our throat, I'm sorry for any times I have closed you off. And I am here now to explore what wants to emerge. Please show me. And then, playing with vowels, and we're slowly entering into the water. We're slowly, with our breaths in and birthing the voice sounds out, we're entering into what I call the river of sound, where we're breathing in, letting go of control, the need to know what sound's going to come out, letting go and allowing our voice to flow down the river. We're entering the river of sound with our voice, where we don't know where the river is going. And we let our voice be on its own authentic journey. And listeners can just kind of parody along with me to practice loosening up, opening up, or just generate your own sounds, or at a certain point diverge from my sounds and enter your own sounds. Oh, ha, 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 ha. And we make a static sound like that. Repetitive. We're moving the abdominal muscles rapidly to birth the voice. It kind of evokes an animal, right? Perhaps a chimpanzee. So this is why, Carl Jung, and this is how I will wove it into my dissertation. Carl Jung talks about that universal unconscious, that aspect of our own psyche that's connected, yes, to also animals. So animals aren't self-conscious. The bird's not sitting on the branch going, I don't know about this morning, if I should really sing my song. What if my neighbor doesn't like my sound? Ridiculosity, right? This is why we surrender and lean into the bird's beauty, who just sings her song, that just sings his song. Just, my friends, breathe, open, and sing your soul's song, because it will open you to a depth and it will give you the gift of your own beauty. Connect, be courageous, connect your own voice to the depths of your soul. Let go of knowing. Let go. Let it enter the mystery. Enter the river of sound. Support your voice with your breath. Open. And if you have something that's charged in your life, ask your voice to root down into it. And let go and ask your voice to reveal the emotional energy of that charged situation, to clear it out. Use this moment all together to clear out anything in your life, or simply explore with sounds. What would a different bird make, or different animal that you love? What's the sound they would make? Just surrender. Moving your body, tipping the chin to the sky. I like to call that the wolf song, wolf at the moon. When we tip our chin backwards, we're opening the throat fully up, and see what sound emerges. Opening the belly. Again, staying with your heart, your throat. In a sense, you're offering up whatever needs to be cleared. So life is a dance between our wounds and our gifts. So we could be clearing our wound, we could be offering our gift. It could be the same. We give a gift to ourselves by releasing our wounds with sound. Let's do a couple more minutes of fully breathing, feeding your being with life force breath, grounded on the earth, and opening. Be standing in the fire of unconditional loving acceptance. Open that jaw, relax the shoulders, hips, ankles, knees, wrists, neck, spine. Allowing what wants to birth forth in this moment. Let go, surrender, trust yourself. few more breaths. Sounds out. At the end, give yourself an audible sigh to assist the integration of that vocal release.
Well, that was beautiful. I think in my experience, what I recognized is watching you, it was like that deep vocal dive into dialogue. And what impressed me most was just understanding as you were kind of moving with the tones as well, the dynamic variance and the different tones that are taking place. Because when you think about it, we have that just innate ability, an intelligent ability to heal ourselves. And I really
Yes.
think that the body knows exactly what we
Yes.
need. So when we can step into that and allow
Yes.
just all of these things come to play that we would not have recognized
Yes.
otherwise, or even allowed ourselves to do. So I could see that within you, and then I was just listening to kind of the interplay of the different tones and the dynamics and so forth, and it was affecting me as well because I could feel it in different areas of the body. So that was really powerful. Yeah.
And you know what you said was so incredible. And there's another song that has come for you because of what you just owned.
Oh
Ready?
my goodness.
Breathe deeply, everyone, rhythmically. Your body knows the way. Your body knows the way. Your mother, her mother, and her mother before you, bringing new life to be born, bringing new life to be born. Your body knows the way. Your body knows the way. Your mother, her mother, and her mother before you, bringing new life to be born, bringing new life to be born, bringing new life to be born, bringing new life to be born. And I got to thank you for that because that is definitely the most profoundly I have ever sung that song. So thank you to your spirit for pulling that through me, for you and
Beautiful.
everyone, all the listeners.
Beautiful, Gwendolyn. Thank you so much for being here, and it has been such a pleasure getting to know you and learning about what it is that you do. Do you have any final acknowledgement to our listeners about how a simple thing that they can take into their own lives in regards to sound?
Absolutely. My advice is to give yourself half a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes in the morning or any time during your day that you think of it, where you simply are with yourself and you breathe and you focus on calling in the light of your own higher self, the light of the divine. You anchor yourself into the earth, filling your body in or exhale with pure light, bringing that grounding of Mother Earth up and the light in. And breathing, opening the throat, heart, belly, pelvic floor, opening, practicing, relaxing, stretching, letting go. And at the peak of your breaths, make an audible sigh and be present with yourself, with your voice.
Well, thank you, Gwendolyn. And just lastly, how can people get connected with you if they're interested in your offerings?
Thank you. They can find me at my website, vocalsoundhealer.com. You all can email me, gwendolyn@vocalsoundhealer.com. I also teach seasonally online vocal sound healing groups. We develop an intimate community for 7 weeks where you can experience and develop your capacity for self-love with your voice, with expression, with song, learning healing songs. And so, yeah, I have a summer class. I'm in the middle of a spring class, but I have a summer 7 week series beginning June 22nd. And then in August, I teach a 3-day live retreat. And that's just an intensive where you can take a deep dive into healing. And we work with art and movement and vocal sound. So you can find all about that on my website. And you can contact me for a private session as well, if that's of interest. Thank you for asking.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Gwendolyn. It was such a pleasure. And thank you to everyone listening in today.